There is a particular kind of frustration that only car owners understand. The moment you upgrade to a newer model and realize that something you loved, something you relied on without even thinking about it, is simply gone. No announcement, no explanation, just gone. These aren't just minor details. They shape the entire ownership experience, and their absence has left many longtime fans feeling like something fundamental has shifted in the brand they trusted. Let's get into it. Feature 1. The physical climate control buttons. If you drove a Volkswagen from the mid-2000s through the early 2010s, you know exactly what this feels like. You reached down to the center console without taking your eyes off the road, found the temperature knob by feel, twisted it to your preferred setting, and adjusted the fan speed with a quick flick. Done. Eyes forward. Safe. No fumbling. That tactile experience, the satisfying click of a real button, the smooth resistance of a proper rotary dial, was something Volkswagen did extremely well for decades. It felt engineered for humans, not just for sleek showroom photos. Then came the big push toward touchscreen integration and haptic sliders. Suddenly, that simple, reliable interaction became a frustrating game of staring at a glass panel while trying to tap the right invisible zone at the right moment. The Golf 8, launched in 2020, became the flashpoint for this conversation. Volkswagen replaced traditional climate buttons with a row of touch-sensitive sliders embedded beneath the infotainment screen. They are backlit and look sleek in photographs, but they are genuinely maddening to use while driving. Owners quickly discovered that adjusting the temperature required a deliberate tap on a specific point on a flat surface with no tactile feedback whatsoever. At highway speeds, with road vibration shaking your hand, glare reflecting off the screen, and the basic distraction of traffic around you, it turned a 1-second task into a multi-second ordeal. This became a legitimate safety issue that owners complained about loudly in forums, in professional reviews, and even in open letters to the brand. Many reported having to pull over just to change the temperature or fan speed safely. VW has since acknowledged this feedback and promised adjustments in future updates and software revisions. But the physical buttons are not coming back to the vehicles that shipped without them. Owners who made the jump to a newer Golf or Passat variant simply have to adapt to a system that was, by almost every measurable standard, worse for the driver experience than what came before. The frustration builds over time. What used to be intuitive and effortless now demands your visual attention at moments when you can least afford to give it. It is one of those changes that makes you wonder if the engineers who designed it ever spent real-time driving in everyday conditions. Feature 2. The hydraulic parking brake. This one might seem small until you've actually driven a car without it for a few months. The traditional hand-operated hydraulic parking brake, that solid lever between the front seats, was a staple of VW's lineup for generations. It wasn't just functional, it was part of the driving personality of the car. Manual transmission drivers used it for smooth hill starts, pulling it up and then releasing it with the clutch in perfect coordination. Enthusiasts used it for controlled rear-wheel braking in tight corners or during playful maneuvers. Everyday drivers simply appreciated the clarity and reliability of pulling a physical lever and knowing without question that the car was not going anywhere, even on steep slopes. Volkswagen began phasing out the hydraulic handbrake in favor of an electronic parking brake starting in the early 2010s. By the mid-2010s, it had become the standard across nearly the entire lineup. The electronic version is activated by a small button, holds the car automatically when you stop on a hill, and releases when you pull away without any input from the driver. From a pure convenience standpoint, these are genuine improvements for many people. But the loss goes deeper than convenience. Manual transmission drivers lost a natural tool for smooth hill starts that gave them precise control. The electronic brake, while automatic, doesn't give the driver the same feel or feedback. Driving enthusiasts lost a key part of the car's engaging character, and perhaps most quietly, the cabin lost a piece of its layout. That defined center console with the lever as an anchor point was replaced by a flat, minimalist design that feels more anonymous than purposeful. Owners who love the tactile, driver-focused nature of older Volkswagens feel this absence every single time they get into a new model. It changes how the car feels in your hands, and how connected you feel to the machine. The lever was more than a brake. It was a statement that the car was built for active engagement. Feature 3. The dedicated CD and media player. Yes, This one comes with some nostalgia attached, and yes, streaming has changed how most people consume music. But the removal of the integrated CD player and, more significantly, the removal of the dedicated media interface with physical track controls hit a specific group of VW owners harder than the brand seemed to anticipate. Beyond the CD player itself, what many owners miss is the broader approach to media control that older VW models offered. Dedicated skip buttons on the steering wheel felt natural and were programmable to muscle memory after just a few drives. A separate display for media information meant you didn't have to navigate through a touchscreen menu to change the source or see what was playing. The system was compartmentalized in a way that kept things simple and kept your eyes on the road where they belonged. As VW merged everything into a central infotainment unit, the clarity of those dedicated controls was absorbed into a single screen that now handles navigation, climate, media, phone, vehicle settings, and more all at once. The newer systems are more capable in a technical sense, supporting multiple Bluetooth connections, advanced streaming apps, and higher resolution audio. But capability and usability are not the same thing. Owners who drove older Volkswagens for years made that distinction very clearly when they moved to newer models and found themselves hunting through submenus to do something that used to take one button press. The distraction adds up over thousands of miles. What was once effortless now requires more mental effort, pulling focus away from driving. Feature 4. Analog instrument clusters. The instrument cluster in a car is one of those things you look at hundreds of times every drive. It tells you your speed, your fuel level, your engine temperature, and a dozen other pieces of information you need to know without interpretation or delay. For most of Volkswagen's history, this cluster was analog, clean, simple dials with a needle and a scale that communicated information instantly and unmistakably. A quick glance told you everything. No rendering lag, no brightness adjustment needed, no software update that suddenly changed the layout or font. Volkswagen's shift toward the digital cockpit, their version of a fully digital driver display, started as an optional upgrade and has steadily become the default across the lineup. The digital display is impressive on paper. It is highly customizable, integrates navigation information directly into the driver's line of sight, and looks genuinely futuristic in low light. But it has also introduced a category of complaints that never existed before. Glare in certain lighting conditions makes the screen hard to read at a glance. Software bugs have caused displays to freeze or show incorrect information during critical moments. The customization options, while theoretically useful, add a layer of complexity that many drivers simply do not want to deal with when they just need to know how fast they are going or how much fuel remains. There is also an ergonomic argument that analog gauges handled better. The needle position of an analog speedometer is processed by the brain almost without conscious thought. Digital numbers require a fraction more cognitive processing, especially when numbers are changing rapidly. In day-to-day driving, that difference is often imperceptible. But in a high-stress situation, merging onto a busy highway, reacting to something unexpected in traffic, those fractions of a second matter. Owners who preferred the reliability and immediacy of analog clusters had that preference quietly decided for them, as VW pushed the digital experience forward across the board. Many report missing the confidence that came with a system that simply worked without needing updates or reboots. The bottom line is that Volkswagen still makes good cars, and that was never in question. What this conversation is really about is the slow accumulation of small losses. The features that didn't make headlines when they disappeared, but that left a mark on the daily experience of the people who relied on them. These aren't just features. They are decisions about what kind of relationship a car has with its driver. Whether the car trusts the driver to be in control, whether it values simplicity and reliability alongside capability, whether it remembers that technology should serve the person and not the other way around. Some of these removals made sense in context. Some were inevitable as the industry moved forward, and some were, frankly, mistakes that VW has had to walk back in subsequent updates and model revisions. But the owners who lived through those decisions, who bought a car expecting something and found something different, are a real part of the brand's story. Their feedback is not nostalgia for its own sake. It is signal. Signal about what matters, what works, and what Volkswagen risks when it chases trends faster than it listens to the people who love the brand most. If you have owned a Volkswagen and there is a feature you miss that we didn't cover today, drop it in the comments. There is a very good chance you are not alone. And if you are new to the VW world and trying to decide between models and generations, let this video be part of your research, because the spec sheet will tell you what a car has, but the community will tell you what it lost. Subscribe if you want more of this kind of honest, owner-focused content. We will see you in the next one.